Raycast is a utility similar to Spotlight on the Mac, but it goes a lot further than just searching for files or opening apps. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Now, there is an absolute ton you can do with Raycast, and I'm using it as a full-on Spotlight replacement. I went into System Settings, Keyboard Shortcuts, Spotlight, and turned off the Command Space shortcut to trigger Spotlight. Then I gave Raycast that keyboard shortcut. Now, there is a paid and a free tier to Raycast, and the free tier is actually very generous. Raycast does have a subscription for AI features, themes, syncing, but unless you really need one of those specific features, you really don't have to have the subscription. A vast majority of the stuff that I'm going to be covering in this video is under the free tier, and with the free tier, there's no trial or usage limits or anything like that. You can just use it forever for free. Now, Raycast is built around the idea of extensions. The best way to think about Raycast is it's a command bar for your Mac. When opening Raycast, you can pick an extension and that will run a command. So you can type clipboard history and then select the extension to get your clipboard history. One exception to the extension setup is Raycast will search application names right from the main home bar. So you can type in Safari or Obsidian right from the search bar. If you type something in and it doesn't see an extension or application similar to that name you typed, it will suggest searching for files. File search is a separate extension and doesn't do it on the main home bar, but I have found it to be faster and more accurate than Spotlight. Raycast has a ton of features built in just beyond searching for applications or files. To manage these, open Raycast and type extensions. Here you will see all the extensions you have installed. There are both first and third-party extensions, meaning there are some extensions that come pre-installed that are made by the Raycast team, and then there's third-party extensions that are made from people outside of Raycast that you can install yourself. I'm going to go ahead and cover the first-party Raycast extensions first, and then we'll get into the third-party ones. The first-party extension I use the most is Clipboard History. For those that don't know, Clipboard History, also known as Clipboard Manager sometimes, watches what you copy. Then it keeps a list of everything that you copied so you can recall it later. With Raycast, just type Clipboard History and hit Enter. You can use the arrow keys and it'll jump through the list. When you find what you want, just hit Enter. It will then paste whatever it is that you just selected into the app that you were just typing in. In the extension settings, you can set up how long it holds onto your clipboard history. You can also add apps to the block list. This way it's not storing passwords or API keys. One thing I've changed about my setup is I'm now using the Raycast app as my hyperkey trigger. Under the Advanced tab, go to Hyperkey. I use the caps lock key, but I also include the Shift key as well. Now, this turns the caps lock key into a combination of Command, Control, Option, Shift. This way you can set up custom keyboard shortcuts without interfering with app or system level keyboard shortcuts. There is a lot you can do with Hyperkey, even outside of Raycast. In fact, I'm actually working on a video right now about my Hyperkey setup. In the extension settings, I set up the clipboard history with a hotkey of Hyperkey V. This way, when I hit caps lock and the V key, it opens up my clipboard history. No need to go through the command bar of Raycast every time I want to pull up my clipboard history. Snippets is another built-in extension I use a lot. I use this for storing links I use often, addresses, email, templates, and anything else I commonly send to people. This extension has multiple commands in it. In Raycast, type Create Snippet. In here, you can label your snippets, add the text that will be inserted, and set up a text shortcut that will insert the text automatically. I like to use multiple words and run them together, but capitalize each word. This way, when I'm typing a word like wallpaper or Wallpaper Pack, it doesn't replace them automatically. There is also a search snippet command. This will bring up a list of all of your snippets. Like clipboard history, just use the arrow keys to navigate it and hit the enter key to insert the text to the active app. For both clipboard history and text snippets, you can copy text rather than paste it by hitting Command Enter. You can see a list of all the commands you can do by hitting Command K. I set up a keyboard shortcut for search snippets of Option Space. This way I can quickly pull up a snippet. Not all of mine have text shortcuts, and if I'm being honest, some of the ones that do have text shortcuts, I can't remember what they are. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN service that not only protects you, but your data. With Surfshark, your traffic is completely encrypted from your device to its destination, protecting your privacy. Whether you're connecting to a public Wi-Fi network in a coffee shop or connecting to the internet in a hotel, your data and privacy is secure. This isn't a, well, I have nothing to hide, so I have nothing to lose kind of thing. Data's the new gold, and some scary people will do scary things to get a hold of that. Something I really appreciate about Surfshark is they don't keep logs. Keeping logs defeats the purpose of using a VPN. You can even use Surfshark to check out price discriminations based on regions. And with Surfshark, you can use it to change your location. So say you're traveling abroad, you want to remote back into your home country and finish a TV show, or say you're in the US and you want to check out what UK Netflix has to offer, you can do that as well. I really like Surfshark. In fact, as a service I pay for myself. I'm about ready to kick off a whole bunch of summer travel, and I have Surfshark installed on all my computers that are coming with me. Go to surfshark.com/lolly or use code LOLLY at checkout to get an extra 4 months of Surfshark for free. My thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Just like Spotlight, Raycast has a built-in calculator. Just toggle Raycast and start typing in a problem. It could be a simple or complex problem, but Raycast can handle it. The calculator function also does unit conversion as well. What makes Raycast's calculator better than Spotlight's is there is a calculator history command. This will allow you to pull up all your previous results and calculations. This is such a nice touch if you need to reference something from the other day but don't want to type the whole problem out again. Calendar is an extension I don't use a lot, but I did want to highlight it. In Raycast, type My Schedule and it will show you your upcoming appointments. Really nothing earth-shattering here, but really cool if you just want to quickly check what's going on next without jumping into an app. If you go into the extension settings, there is an option to show your next appointment in the menu bar. Quick Links is something I just started using the other day, but I'm absolutely in love with it. The idea is you can quickly launch a website from Raycast. With the command create quick link, you can add the name and the URL of the site. You can even set what app you want it to open in by default. So say you use Safari as your default web browser, but the site works best in Chrome, you could then use Chrome as the default. Once you have the quick link set up, all you have to do is type in the name of that quick link you set up into Raycast and hit enter. This is a really handy feature for sites you visit a lot. There's also a command called search quick links. You can use this to manage all of your quick links. Raycast Focus is a killer feature of Raycast. This allows you to set up allow and block lists for apps. The way this works is first run create focus category. This allows you to name a focus, add apps and websites to the list, and give it a symbol. When you want to use one of these, run the action start focus session. Here you can state your goal, set a time limit or not, and select the list of apps and websites that you want to either allow to be opened or blocked from being opened. This is pretty clever. For when I'm writing, I have a small list of apps I allow. Once the focus session is started, if I try to open up anything else, it blocks it. I can still use menu bar apps so I can see my calendar and task list, get to the passwords apps, and other things. But this blocks all the other distracting apps. I have another category called social. This just blocks my messaging apps. So if I'm doing any general work, I can just focus on that and I'm not distracting myself with, Mastodon or Messages or Discord. When you're done with a focus session, you can use the bar at the bottom to end it, or run the command toggle focus session. This is a really cool feature and has actually helped me with my main complaint about macOS, that it's just too busy and too much can be going on at once. With this, I can just pare down and focus on the task at hand. Raycast Notes is a feature I don't use a lot, but I've found it to be really handy when I do need it. This creates a floating window that stays pinned across all your spaces. I found this useful as a place to quickly jot down information when I'm in a meeting. You can browse past notes right from the notes window or use the command search notes. This won't be replacing Obsidian anytime soon, but it's a really handy utility for when you just need to write something down quickly. When setting up Raycast, one of the steps there, they will ask you if you want to use their emoji picker. I highly recommend you do. It is so much faster than the system one, and the search is so much better. If you don't do this at setup, you can go into extensions, search emoji and symbols, enable it, and give it a keyboard shortcut. I just use the system keyboard shortcut for the emoji picker of Command Control Space. When running it, just type whatever emoji you are looking for. Use the arrow keys to navigate and the enter button to insert it. But it doesn't just do emoji. It does standard Unicode characters and symbols as well. This is the best way of using emoji on macOS I have found. There's a whole extension called System. This is shortcuts for controlling stuff in macOS. Stuff like ejecting external drives, lock the screen, quit all apps, restart or shut down computer, change volume, and more. There is a lot in here, so I highly encourage you to go through this list. If there's something you think you might use a lot, set up a keyboard shortcut for it. Click where it says record hotkey, then hit the keyboard shortcut you want. Apple's shortcuts automations can be triggered right from Raycast as well. What's nice about these is you don't need to trigger a command to run them. Raycast indexes all of the shortcuts you have installed. This way, all you need to do is type the name. And Raycast indexing does a much better job than Spotlight's. It's very accurate and will find every shortcut I have installed. This is my preferred way of running shortcuts on macOS. It's fast and actually works, and unlike the menu bar launcher, I don't have to sit there and manage them. Music is another extension. From here you can play and pause music, skip and go back for tracks, favorite tracks, and more. There is a lot of commands disabled by default under this extension. I highly recommend taking some time to go through them and see what you want. Really, you should go through all the commands for the extensions that you plan on using. So far, I've talked about Raycast extensions that come built into the app, but there is a vibrant list of third-party extensions that you can install as well. Under the extension settings window, hit the plus button and select Install from Store. This will bring up a search bar. You can just scroll the list for extensions, or you can type in apps and services that you use. A lot of these are made by people outside of the app or services that they are made for. Most of these just hook into a web API or use URL schemes. Drafts is one of those third-party extensions that makes so much sense to install if you use this app. There is a ton you can do with this beyond just writing a simple note. There is prepend and append actions, so you can just add more to current drafts. You can create a draft with the contents of your clipboard. There is even a command to launch drafts right into the dedicated dictation window. But my personal favorite is the ability to run drafts actions right from Raycast. I have a few templates for posts and video things that I use drafts for. This will create a new draft and fill in that template for me. Obsidian is probably the most obvious extension that I would have installed. There is a command for creating a note. This will have you name the note and give you the option on where you want to save it. I have this set up with a keyboard shortcut of hyperkey in. One command I really like is append to daily note. This could have been a simple command that just lets you add text to your daily note. But if you go into the settings for this command, there is an option to append under a heading. So I have this set up to add text to the scratchpad section of my daily note. I can run this multiple times a day and it'll just keep adding text under that section. I set up a keyboard shortcut to trigger this of hyperkey D. There are also commands to adding tasks if you use Obsidian for that, and of course commands for searching for notes and media. Overall, this is a really well-rounded extension if you use Obsidian. I've been playing with both ChatGPT and Gemini kind of together, and of course there are extensions in Raycast for both of those. You can ask both of these questions and have conversations right within the command bar of Raycast. ChatGPT has some interesting commands related to asking questions regarding an image. Gemini has great tools for summarizing text, expanding, spelling, and grammar check. With Gemini, you can get it to take a look at your screen and ask questions about an open document, website, or whatever. There are options for looking at your whole screen, just a specific area, or selected text. I set up a keyboard shortcut of Control Space to jump into the AI chat with Gemini. This way, if I have a question or want to look something up, I can just do it from whatever app I'm in and don't have to tab over to Safari. I've also been trying out Todoist lately. I'm not sure if this is going to replace reminders fully, but Todoist has gotten a lot of big updates since I last checked it out, and I wanted to give it a shot. I actually don't use the Todoist extension a ton. I prefer the Todoist quick entry feature for adding tasks. There is a command called My Tasks. This, by default, will list everything that is due today and is overdue. There are other commands like search and show filters, but I usually just do that stuff in Todoist. Raindrop.io is the bookmarking and read it later app I use. This extension allows you to save and pull up bookmarks. The only command I really use here is save browser tab. This will save your current tab and it will autofill the name of the article and the URL. I found this to be a bit faster than the browser plugin, but both get the job done. The YouTube extension really only does one thing, and that's search. You can just use it to search YouTube. I find it to be incredibly useful as a way to just jump into whatever I need and bypass the YouTube homepage. Parcel is my delivery tracking app. This is great for just pulling up a list of upcoming deliveries and seeing what is coming. You can technically add tracking information to Parcel from this extension, but I found using PopClip to work a bit better. All right, the last extension I want to talk about before we switch gears is Formula One. This shows exactly three things: race schedule, current driver championship standings, and current constructor championship standings. That's it, and that's exactly what I want it for. It's perfect if you're into Formula One and you just want to check out that information. So one thing I've kind of just completely skipped over in this video is the Raycast AI extensions. You might have noticed some commands have the @ symbol next to those. Those are AI commands. This is a feature that's a part of the paid subscription for Raycast. The idea behind these is they're a bit more smart than just the average commands built into Raycast. So I could go into Google Calendar and be like, hey, when are all the meetings I have coming up with Alex? Or I could use the AI command to find something really specific in my clipboard history, or have Raycast Focus auto-configure itself just by my natural language input. But the really cool idea behind all of these is you can tie them all together and basically build workflows from these. It's a really interesting idea and I love the concept. But there's two reasons I'm kind of skipping over this feature for this video. One, it's part of the paid subscription of Raycast, and for this first Raycast video, because I'm definitely going to make more, I just wanted to focus on the free tier and just get people in the door. The second reason is it's really buggy. It's a really new feature, and like most AI things, it works sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it just kind of gets hung up and just kind of sits there. Sometimes you have to kill it. It's not quite completely flushed out yet. But I love the idea behind this. So if it ever really does get flushed out and the bugs are, cleaned up and all that stuff, I will definitely make a video specifically about this feature. So that's it. That's how I'm using Raycast. I want to hear from you all. If you've already been using Raycast, what extensions are you using? I want some recommendations. And if you're going to try out Raycast, what extensions are you excited to try out? Let me know in the comments below. My thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.